Hi, this is Samina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me today I have a songstress who's stressing a lot of us with her vocal cords, and she's definitely ensuring that the best comes out of her whenever she sings. So welcoming Raja Kumari on Zoom channel.
Thank you
Lucky
so
to
much.
have you today because you're literally like, it's the banger moment for you, how the netizens are calling you. How does it make you feel?
I am so happy. I came to India with this goal to win the love of the people, and I felt the love on many occasions, but after Jawan, I feel it every moment, every day, and I just feel accepted in a way that I never did before, so it's a great time.
Raja Kumari, I really want to know first, the very first thing, I have met you at the, on the red carpets and all these things, at events and all. Your name is very unique, and I want to know the story behind it.
Okay, so my name is Sveta Yella Pragada Rao. I'm a South Indian Telugu girl. And, in the first, I always say my first career was from 6 to like 16. And that was my classical dance. And I came and toured India. I did a 15-city tour as a kid. And now I'm embarking on a 15-city tour. So some things don't change.
Yeah.
And, when I was dancing, I understood one version of myself, and when it came time to make music, I saw a greater version of myself that I yet was not. I wasn't her yet, but I knew what I needed. I needed an artist that would represent the culture fearlessly, would not be scared of anyone, could face any enemy, any dushman on the battlefield, and Raja Kumari was created. And the obsession I had with Sanskrit at the time because of my classical training, it made me want to choose a Sanskrit name. I thought subconsciously everyone would feel they already knew the name, which it has. Everyone feels like they subconsciously know the name Raja Kumari. And I chose to make it 2 words because I knew very early on that hip hop would be a very male dominated space, and I thought that every man should call me king.
And that's the way, and you're also working with the king for that matter.
That's true.
You're
King
working with the
Khan.
king, and your entire movie has crossed 1,000 crores at the box office.
Wow.
It's ruling the box office, I must say that, and it's Shah Rukh Khan eventually, and Jawan is way too different than Pathan, and people are just loving it. I would just go and watch it again. I don't mind. It's that kind of a story, to be
yes,
honest.
so
How was it
beautiful.
like working with him? And I want to know about your experience of working with him.
I think every artist will have a few projects that they dream of doing and that they want to be a part of, and they don't care about what anyone thinks about it. It's something personal. And I think it starts with me as a child, growing up in America, and I just knew I belonged in India. I knew that in so many ways. I never felt like I belonged in a lot of ways growing up. And I feel like Bollywood was that connection that I had to people, that were Indian, like a way to live, a way to be. For me, like Madhuri was like the archetype of the type of woman I wanted to be, playful, cute, natak, and it's just the way she is. And I think a lot of people can see her mannerisms in me when I speak and talk. And for me, Shah Rukh was that first archetype, that first artist. And when I thought about making it in India, you would think about standing next to the 2 of them. And for me, I don't know how to explain it. I made a vision board
Yeah.
12, 13 years ago now. And on that vision board, I put a lot of things. It was like a picture of Rihanna with the plaque. And it happened to be a picture with L.A. Reid, who signed me to my first record deal in 2015. I didn't know, that's pretty crazy. And there's a picture of A.R. Rahman with 2 Oscars. And when I put that there, I was like, one day I'll meet this incredible man, my musical father, and now I can call him my mentor, and he's one call away. But Shah Rukh, there was a photo of Shah Rukh, Gauri, Suhana, and Aryan. They were very young, the kids. And I remember just seeing that photo, and I put it on my vision board because it wasn't that I wanted to just be in a movie with Shah Rukh. I mean, there's also a picture of Om Shanti Om. So Deepika is also on my vision board together with Shah Rukh. So it's actually quite insane how all of it's come to pass. But I wanted to meet him. I wanted to know him. And it's been so special that, Gauri is the producer of this film. And, just so much female empowerment is involved in it. And I couldn't think of a better project for me to write on. And, touch wood, it's changed my life. I tell people it's before Jawan and after Jawan. I don't know, the numbers are one thing, but it's how I feel. I know that anything that I dream of is possible because I got a hug from Shah Rukh Khan in front of the whole world.
Oh, so sweet. But you know, this entire thing, when I read about you, and I was like, and my sister, you know, she keeps on telling me this law of attraction
Yes.
exists, you know, manifesting
100%.
exists, and I've been doing that since, you know, few months, since few years, and I was like, oh wow, she literally has a vision board. She literally has this entire manifestation club going on, and she's ensuring everything which is happening, and it's like going as she's either planning or the vibes she's sending to the universe, and things are happening for you. And you know, I must say that you are one of the one of the humans who's making me believe in this a lot more than, you know,
That
I
is
would.
my purpose, I think. And I think with the vision board, like, I don't even know if I'm the one who's dictating it. I think I opened myself to ask, you know, I said what I wanted without any restriction. And I feel like when ideas are planted in our mind, it's like a co-creation with the universe, with God, you know? So if I could believe that it was possible, then he will make it possible for me. Like, he will show his power through my life. And I just hope to teach people, like, nothing is out of reach. Like, I think some people are like, oh, one day I want to go to Italy, but I don't know if I'll ever make it there. It's like, no, right there you negated it. One day I want to go to Italy, that's it. That's
Yeah.
the end of the sentence.
Exactly.
And if you do that and you don't put a restriction on the time, and you just allow the universe to create exactly what you wanted. Like, Shah Rukh Khan called me. You know, Anirudh called me. And all I did was make myself into the artist that I was supposed to be. All I did was stay authentic to who I was. I mean, I could have tried to, like, fully turn into a Hindi artist when things weren't working the way I wanted them to work in the beginning, where I wasn't getting to the masses in the way that I thought, you know, I should. But I just did exactly what God told me to do, which was work on my craft, work on myself, and here it is. You know, it arrived on my doorstep, and that's how manifestation works.
And that is how, yeah, you know, you detailed out everything, how it actually works. But there must be some occasions where you might have felt low. There must be some occasions where
course.
negativity must have come your way. How have you dealt with it?
I feel like I went through the most negative time right before the pandemic. And I think that if things had continued in that way, I may not be here today. You know, I feel like that happened in a time in my life where I was forced to slow down and really focus on what was important to me. And if I had continued in that path, I would have burned myself out. Now I reach from a deeper source of energy. I'm aware that I have a purpose, I have a dharma. As long as you walk in your dharma, then doors open for you. And I feel like since I've been living in that energy, life has been a lot more fun. And I'm learning to enjoy things without sacrifice. Like, everything doesn't require sacrifice. Like, everything doesn't require suffering. And I think that's something we all have to learn, you know. But yeah, it's when there's low points, which they come, because everything comes in waves. And I think when you can center yourself, then you know that the wave will come back down.
There
It
is
will
this
calm
wavelength
down.
which works for you.
Yes.
There have been occasions when you also were not made comfortable about your own body, and
Yes.
you have spoken about that. I would like to know more on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that comes from culture. You know, it's so interesting because beauty standards evolve. Like, if you go to, like, the Renaissance paintings, it's like someone with my body is like the most incredible body. Oh my God, you know? And like, if you had a little bit of thickness on you, it meant you were opulent, and like, people wanted that. And now, you know, you can go through really curvy bodies being in fashion, which, you know, luckily for me, when Kim Kardashian became this ideal of beauty, it really helped me accept myself, because for the first time in the West, dark hair, dark features, curvy body was being celebrated, where prior to that, it was very much like really skinny, like just a body I could never achieve.
Yeah.
My body's not made that way. Like, if you look at the temple sculptures, that is what I look like. I look like a temple sculpture. That's how I'm shaped, and I'm supposed to celebrate that. I think many times I have put myself through it, because you wonder, oh, maybe this isn't happening for me because of this. Maybe it's my weight, and that's why I'm not getting what I need to get. But I think, I don't know, I think God is happy when you're happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that size is all relative. Prior to the last year of my career, I'm such a fan of fashion, like obsessed. You know, I see the runway work of all the incredible Indian designers. I wear Indian designers at every important moment, you know, in whether it be Cannes wearing Manish Malhotra, or like even in the American Music Awards, I wore a Tommy Hilfiger suit, but I asked them to add a sari pallu. So like, even in those moments, I try to do that. And prior to like maybe this year, I felt like fashion was outside of my reach. And I think that that played a lot with how I felt about myself, because if I was just going out and shopping for what was there, nothing was made for me. And everything was like, oh, you have to be a triple XL. It's like, this isn't reality. This is not reality.
Yes.
And I feel like now, that I like have this relationship with fashion and I've been working with designers, they're making things custom for me, which I know is such a privilege, but it's helped me accept and love my body, because when things fit, you feel good. So I would just recommend like all the girls that are having issues with this, like, and worrying about numbers, buy the size that's 2 sizes bigger. I'll tell you why. Because in India, we have access to tailors. In America, it's not there. Here, you buy it 2 sizes bigger, have it tailored down to you so you fit in it and you feel good, and you see how much your life will change. Yeah.
I know, and as you talk about body positivity, there have been occasions where I've also felt the same thing, during lockdown especially. I've just been eating and, I have just consumed food because my mind was consumed with so many things around me. And I felt that urge of having, and I had gained weight and I had lost confidence in me. Because there were like some people who would talk about, oh, you have put on weight, oh, this
looking
looks
healthy,
fluffy, oh, your face is looking fluffy, what's
fluffy?
Yeah, and
how
all
dare
these
you?
comments, and you get that comments. And even now, so many times I say this, like, we are evolving, the world is evolving, women are taking such, strong roles, but still they are questioned why she's not married yet, why her complexion is like that, why she's getting acne, why her hair is like this, why she's dressed in a certain manner, why she's, why she's overweight, why she's skinny, why she's in a certain complexion. And that keeps on happening no matter where we go. For how many years women have been conditioned and customized in such a manner.
This sounds like the Barbie monologue.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sounds like the Barbie monologue.
And I've not watched it, but I just felt that, because I felt that urge to talk about it, because I feel like we are always conditioned. ऐसे मत बात करो, ऐसे मत बोलो, don't say such things, you're a girl, you should be not saying something like this.
If you look at like just actresses from like the 70s, they have the body image that is now being told is not beauty. So I think people's perspective is always relative. I think the most important thing is for you to look in the mirror and feel good. And I can say that from like experience. Like I was hiding myself towards the end. I was wearing really baggy things. I was dressing hyper masculine. I was leaning in that. And then finding my femininity has been so liberating, and like loving my curves and understanding that, look, they always say that story, like, you might be the juiciest peach in the world, but someone doesn't like peaches.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, let me find the people that love peaches. Like if you're not into it. But the thing is, our society is made a certain way. But let me caveat that with some optimism. 60% of the population is under 30 years old.
Yeah.
So everything's going to change. Everything's evolving. And people are more, the Gen Z is like about being who you are, like unapologetically, And I think that there's hope that as long as, there's stories like me, I guess. I didn't ask to be a poster person, and when people ask me like, how do you have the confidence? I'm like, how do you have the confidence to ask me this question? What do you mean, how do I have the confidence?
Yeah. As we talk about evolving, and as we talk about Gen Zs and millennials for that matter, I do like one thing, that earlier women would be, slut shamed for having sexual fantasies or talking about sex for that matter. Oh, they will instantly say, she's like this only, They will judge the character, and still it happens, at many verticals. But now it's more like, okay, they also have their own pleasures. They can express things and all. Men used to be just demanding or like, trying to like dominant for that matter. That has also changed. And if you see the kind of movies being made in India are also different.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see Rhea Kapoor's new film. Thank you for coming, because I'm like, listen, I love 4 more shots, please. I love all the stuff in this fun space. But I'll tell you one thing, I feel like people in India are more modern and open when it comes to these things than the diaspora in some ways. Like we may live those things, but to our parents and within the community, we don't talk about these types of things. I think that hopefully will evolve and change. And I think with, films addressing this and like, kind of like making sense of the fact that like we're not living in the day and age where, unfortunately sometimes, because I'm like, I feel like the arranged marriage time period, they have marriages that have lasted. Yes. But even that process doesn't exist like that anymore for us, at least in the metros or like, the modern space. But I feel like it's good that people are understanding that if you're gonna get into a relationship and get into a commitment, that you do need to know each other, that it's not the same where, the reason that we don't have like the divorce rate the same is because there's a little bit of different understanding about marriage, but we are all evolving. The culture's evolving. We're in this. You want to talk about the burning trash can that the dating scene is?
As such, they don't talk. If someone doesn't want to marry, they don't want to marry.
I mean, I do want to marry. I just think that I'm in this in-between space where really, like, I will say, because I've worked with Shah Rukh Khan now, that successful women, it tends to be a little bit, intimidating, I guess. But that's why I'm leaning into my feminine side. So I'm like, please don't be intimidated. I'm very powerful, but I'm always soft as well, But I think that there's strength in that.
Yeah.
I wish, I mean, people
and
talk
I'm sure
about
you'll find the right man for you who would understand all these qualities and accept you the way you are.
I'm not looking anymore. I'm waiting to be found.
Yeah, of course. The way he will come and search for you, the prince, for the princess.
Of course. No, but I mean, also, I've let go of like focusing on that as being like an important like milestone to adulthood. Like my parents won't accept that I'm adult until they can hand me over to like a husband, I guess. But I'm like working through that and proving to them that I'm, running my own business, taking care of everything myself, and I'm celebrating my culture. I'm doing the pujas at my house, and I'm doing all the things that you would do.
Yeah.
And I mean, but I do think that every time my NRI friends come to India and they like party and hang out here, they are shocked. They are so shooketh because they don't know. And I tell them, I'm like, yo, it's amazing. Like in America, I'll go out and I'll be like one or two of the only Indians in the room. And you don't know how like healing it is to go out and everyone is Indian. Like, because of those experiences, that's why like in colleges, I was the president of the Indian club. I threw culture shows and had parties and would try to, join with the other Indian clubs and like make these events because we didn't have that. So we searched for that so much that when you come to India and you meet people your own age and you go out and you have fun and you just experience India as an adult, as a person, like without like your parents and just only like seeing only temples and like, like, go eat the food, it's a whole different experience.
And I agree with you completely. Like, being with your people, with your friends, and, trying to be away from the cultures of the parents all the time. All the time. I'm just saying that all the time you don't need it. You need your own time with your friends. You need your own time with your parents.
Need to see India. Like, India is so many layers. Like, it's everything. It's ancient, it's future, it's everything. You can find it here. But I think everyone should spend time in India. And, I got to tell Shah Rukh actually at the conference that Swadesh was an important film in my life. Like I remember watching it, and at the end, he washes his feet in the temple and it pans out and it's the river. And I remember crying and saying, I wonder if I'll ever get to live in India. Like what would allow me to live in India? And it was music, and I didn't know that. But I would always like, if I saw India in film, I would get this like deep, like longing. And I explain it to people like this. Everyone always looks at the diaspora and they're like, you're Americanized, but do you think about the pain of growing up away from your mother? If it's the motherland and you get so much nourishment from it, like people that grow up with their mom, they're like, man, my mom's annoying. But then you're like, if you don't have a mom, you're like, you don't know what you're missing. And that's the experience for the diaspora, for the NRIs, for those that like crave to feel accepted and,
and
with their own.
Not letting her be emotional, and in that zone, I'm going to play a small game.
I'll always get emotional. I'm
and it's good because you're recollecting a lot of good memories. You may be having all these memories around the footprints where you think of things, the thoughts, which comes across.
I mean, it's more trippy because Swadesh was such an emotional film, and now the Shah Rukh connection, and now I feel like I could live in India and everyone will leave me alone now, because I'd be like, wait, Shah Rukh might call. I need to be around.
Exactly, of course. You never know. You're just like, some minutes away from him now, so you never know. He can just call you and just be there.
I've always been one call away.
You're literally like Mannat mein Jannat. You're just all out there. So we're going to play a very small segment with you, which is about never have I ever.
Uh-oh, I'm scared.
And in case if you have done something, you're just going to have a sip of it, okay? And quickly we are going to play this. Never have I ever thrown up at a party.
Thrown a what?
Thrown up at a party.
What? Of course I have. College? Come on.
Okay. Had 3 dates on the same day.
I haven't. I wish.
Okay. Had 2 dates on the same day.
Again.
Okay. Ghosted someone for months. Look at her like she's going to have that.
I'd be ghosting for years.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Broken a bone.
No, I haven't.
No. Okay, so you should not be. You can control your.
Yeah, I don't drink it
You
because
should,
I
yeah.
haven't drank. You know,
Travel
I'm in the
solo.
broken bone. No broken
Travel
bone.
solo.
I always travel solo. I'm always solo.
This one is a very interesting question I have to ask you. Never have I ever kissed Shah Rukh Khan on his cheeks out of excitement.
I think he kissed me on the cheek. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Wait, then I have then.
You have?
Yeah.
You have.
There's video proof.
It's a proof. Okay, last three. Never have I ever been in love.
Wait, so if I have been in love?
Yeah.
I've watched Shah Rukh Khan films. Of course I've been in love.
Made out in public.
What's public?
Basically, like there are people around.
Outside your house?
Yeah, outside your house, of course. Like far away from your house.
I don't know, this seems like an old memory, but let me go ahead.
Okay. And the last one is, never have I ever had a physical fight.
Huh. Does my brother count?
Of course.
He kicked me right in the face and I punched him back.
What, really?
We were
Beware of Raja Kumari.
we were like
The
karate
version
kids.
is, you may not get to see it, but offline you can get to see a lot of versions of her.
I'm about that
So
action.
the feminine side of hers can go to.
There's a trishul on my mic hand because it's my weapon hand. So I may not do it physically, but I will hurt you. It might happen on the mic.
And quickly, before I let you go, I want to know about your upcoming projects, what you're working on, and are you going to work with Shah Rukh again? And a special song of Jawan for all.
Okay, yes. Well, right now I'm ready. I'm getting ready to start my world tour. It begins in Hyderabad, which is my ancestral hometown where I'm from, and it goes through 15 cities and ends in Los Angeles. So it's the Bridge World Tour. I'm going to be wearing all kinds of incredible fashion. So I'm just getting ready for that. It's a very theatrical show, very different than anything I've put on stage. Full band, classical dancers, the whole nine. And yeah, I mean, I hope that I become one of those voices that's just associated with Shah Rukh. And anytime he needs me, I'm one call away. And, you know, outside of Shah Rukh, I want to work with Sanjay Leela Bansali. You know, I would love to work with, I'm just going to end it there because that's like my two big ones. I've already said one, now I'm going to get this one. So I'll save the next manifestation for the next one.
Hashtag Manifestation Club is working for her completely.
No, every time that I'm dressed in like a very like detailed outfit, I'm like, someone call Sanjay Leela Bansali.
And you
show him this, you know. So that's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just ready to take, you know, this music to the world and show, you know, bring Indian culture into the US mainstream in any way that I can, and with respect and care. You know, it's not something that I wear like a costume. You know, it's something that I find to be the most beautiful parts of who I am and where I come from, and I want people to see it in that way, and I want people to get to know Indians. Like, I moved to India because I didn't want to represent us without understanding what people really felt like my own age. Like, I didn't want to have some idea of India, and I feel like our stories should be told by us.
Yes.
And I want to see, you know, I'm hoping to be a part of that, you know. And yeah, anytime you want me to sing this, it's pretty easy. Running with King Khan, bullets rain down like it's thunder. Ready or not, she got the Glock, she'll put you under. You know we game time on the front line till it's over. Deep in the trenches for ya, like a soldier.
Woo! Thank you so much, Raja Kumari, for such a lovely interaction, and I loved it throughout. And I am hoping आपका जो भी manifestation is सब पूरा हो जाए. Literally. Thank you so much. And before I let you go, hi, this is Raja Kumari, and you're watching my exclusive interview on Zoom channel.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hey, this is Raja Kumari, and you're watching my exclusive interview on Zoom channel.
So, hi Raja Kumari, welcoming you on Zoom exclusive version to Zoom Quickie.
Let's go. I'm ready.
So, the very first question to you is, show you're currently binging.
Currently binging what? Video or food? Show I'm currently binging. Oh my God, The Ultimatum. I cannot explain why I like these weird shows. And Love is Blind.
Favorite cheat meal.
Favorite cheat meal is dal makhani with the butter roti.
Song you're playing on loop.
Song I'm playing on loop, 9:45. I can't stop listening. Hi, hi, it's a song. I love that song. Oof.
A book, movie or show you have recently loved.
Immortals of Meluha. What a read.
Favorite daily ritual.
Favorite daily ritual is making my chai. It's like super important. Doesn't matter what country I'm in. I start it with that really adrak wali chai.
I love it too. What is one bad habit you're trying to break?
Oof, I almost told the truth. What is one bad habit I'm trying to break? Only sleeping 5 hours, 4 hours. Actually, what is a bad habit I'm trying to break is not getting enough sleep. It really is a problem.
Okay. What is one habit you have picked up this year that you are really proud of?
One habit I've picked up this year that I'm really proud of, I feel like I've found my style, and I get dressed every time I go out, and I feel like I have like pride in the way I dress myself, so I'm having fun with fashion and makeup.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, guilty pleasure. Oh my God, why? I was like, Shah Rukh Khan films. I watched Swadesh the night before Jawan and cried in my bed. I love it.
What is the one thing you did in your younger days you wouldn't be caught dead doing today?
Ooh, I was gonna say I dyed my hair blonde. And I would never do that to my hair ever again. I love my hair. I oil it. I'm trying to make it grow. I do all the scalp massages, so I would never dye my hair blonde again.
And lastly, what are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of? I am most proud of being an independent musician. I have my own record label. I own my masters, and it's a super difficult thing to do, and I did it. And I'm a woman. That's right. I'm proud to be a woman.
Thank you so much. Lovely chatting with you.